Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Let's make a start. Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Giravardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Giravardhari Shodhanandana Vraj Jana Ranjana Shodhanandana Vraj Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Om Gyantimritasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Akadamaham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnava Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Nitam Tam Sajim Sadhvetam Savadutam Krishna Setam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sutadevi Pran Mami Haripriye Pancha Kalpatru Behascha Kirpa Sindhu Bevacha Patitana Pavnebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Gaur Bhakt Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Mukham Kroti Vachalam Pangum Langyate Girim Yat Kirpatam Hamvande Shri Guru Taranam Paramananda Madham Shitsaneshwaram Hari Yom Tassat Narayam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Naruttamam Devim Sasvit Vyasam Tato Jem Uduriyat Nasta Preshu Abhadureshu Niktam Bhagavad-Sevayā Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Hare Krishna. So, talking about Bhishamdev's passing away, his glorious passing away in presence of Lord Krishna. And last time we were talking about how time operates. We were talking about suffering. The suffering doesn't stop. We just change our perspective to it. That's all. And also, the importance of Brahmans, of the Lord and the scriptures was our topic last time. So if we stop sharing this, and we shall share this verse 17, and we'll continue from there. Hare Krishna. So tasmad idam devatantram vyavasya bharat tasya no vihito natha nath pahi praja prabho. Tasmat, therefore, idam, this deva tantram, enchantment of providence only, vyavasya, ascertaining, Bharat Rishabha, O best among the descendants of Bharat, tasya, by him, anu vitaha, as desired, anatha, helpless, nath, O master, pahi, just take care of, parja, of the subjects, prabho, O Lord. O best among the descendants of Bharat, I maintain therefore that all this is within the plan of the Lord. Accepting the inconceivable plan of the Lord, you must follow it. You are now the appointed administrative head, and my Lord, you should now take care of those subjects who are now rendered helpless. So this is very interesting purport by Srila Prabhupada. The popular saying is that a housewife teaches a daughter-in-law by teaching the daughter. Similarly, the Lord teaches the world by teaching the devotee. So the Lord puts the devotee into illusion just so they could have pastime and a discussion, or give advice to the devotee or through someone or directly. And so it's really for us. We're doing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, everything is there pointed at us really. Similarly, the Lord teaches the world by teaching the devotee. The devotee does not have to learn anything new from the world, because the Lord teaches the sincere devotee always from within. This is the interesting thing. The devotee already knows, at least a pure devotee already knows, but the Lord puts him into illusion just to teach us. The devotee does not have to learn anything new from the Lord, because the Lord teaches the sincere devotee always from within. Whenever, therefore, a show is made to teach the devotee, as in the case of the teachings of Bhagavad-Gita, it is for teaching the less intelligent men. Devotee's duty, therefore, is to ungrudgingly accept tribulations from the Lord as a benediction. The Pandavas were advised by Vishnudev to accept the responsibility of administration without hesitation. The poor subjects were without protection due to the battle of Kurukshetra, and they were awaiting the assumption of power by Maharaj Yudhishthira. A pure devotee of the Lord accepts tribulations as favors from the Lord. Since the Lord is absolute, there is no mundane difference between the two. So whether it's something fortunate or unfortunate, it's Krishna's absolute. He does it all for the right reasons. So there's no need to be distressed over it. And here explained as why it's very important that Maharaj Yudhishthira took the throne and gave confidence to his praja, and also let the enemies know that power is destroyed, and if they want to make trouble, they're ready for them. Otherwise, people will be afraid, and their enemies will be overconfident, and they think they can do whatever they want because there's nobody policing them. So like that. So it's concluded that it was all plan of Lord, so just accept it. Now his plan is for you to rule, so just accept it. Krishna put devotees in illusion, as we were just saying. Yudhishthira not able to see inevitable time, not able to see Krishna's plan, so that we can hear Bhisham give instruction to Yudhishthira. That was the reason. It's to teach us this is our state and what we have to do. We are not the doers, we are simply the instruments. We are all instruments. Our mind is the only obstacle between us and Krishna. So we are all instruments, like in the movie of Prahlad, he was the instrument. Actually, Shukracharya mentioned that he was the axe of Vishnu, who has been sent to cut this tree of the demons. And even Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, they were also instruments, because they were Jai Vijay. Krishna wanted a fight, or do that rasa. So they came as super evil people to give him a good fight, because Krishna wanted a good fight. So like that, end of the day, good or bad, we are all instruments in Krishna's hands. Okay, so we go to 18. Eshavai Bhagwan Sakshad Adyo Narayana Puman Moyan Maya Lokam Gudhas Charati Nishu. Esha, this way, positively, Bhagwan, the personal Godhead, Sakshat, original, Adayaha, the first, Narayana, the Supreme Lord, who lies on the water, Puman, the Supreme Enjoyer, Mohayan, bewildering, Maya, by self-created energy, Lokam, the planets, Gudaha, who is inconceivable, Charati, moves, Nishu, among the Rishni family. This Sri Krishna is no other than the inconceivable original personality of Godhead. He is the first Narayan, the supreme enjoyer, but he is moving amongst the descendants of King Rishni, just like one of us, and he is bewildering us with his self-created energy. So Vishnudev knew everything. The Vedic system of acquiring knowledge is the deductive process. The Vedic knowledge is received perfectly by a disciplic succession from authorities. Such knowledge is never dogmatic, as ill-conceived by less intelligent persons. The mother is authority to verify the identity of the father. She is the authority for such confidential knowledge. Therefore, authority is not dogmatic. In the Bhagavad-Gita, this truth is confirmed in the second verse of the 4th chapter, and the perfect system of learning is to receive it from authority. The very system is accepted universally as truth, but only the false arguer speaks against it. So you have to approach a spiritual master or somebody in authority who knows the truth. So you get it from him. You cannot work it out yourself. For example, modern spacecraft fly in the sky, and when scientists say that they travel to the other side of the moon, men believe these stories blindly because they have accepted the modern scientists as authorities. The authorities speak and the people in general believe them, but in the case of Vedic truths, they have been taught not to believe. Even if they accept them, they give a different interpretation. Each and every man wants a direct perception of Vedic knowledge, but foolishly they deny it. This means that the misguided man can believe one authority, the scientist, but will reject the authority of the Vedas. The result is that people have degenerated. We are degenerates. Here is an authority speaking about Sri Krishna as the original personality of Godhead and the first Narayan. Even such as impersonalists as Acharya Shankar has said in the beginning of his commentation on the Bhagavad-Gita that Narayan, the personal Godhead, is beyond the material creation. The universe is one of the material creations, but Narayan is transcendental to such material paraphernalia. Vishnudev is one of the 12 Mahajans who know the principles of transcendental knowledge. His confirmation of Lord Sri Krishna being the original personal Godhead is also corroborated by the impersonate Shankara or Shankaracharya. All the Acharyas have also confirmed this statement, and thus there is no chance of not accepting Lord Sri Krishna as the original personality of Godhead. Vishnudev says that he is the first Narayan. This is also confirmed by Brahmaji in the Bhagavatam 10.14.14. Krishna is the first Narayan. In the spiritual world, Vaikuntha, there are unlimited numbers of Narayans who are all the same personality of Godhead and are considered to be the plenary expansions of the original personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. So there's many Narayan, but there's only one Krishna, the first form of the Lord. Shri Krishna first expands himself as the form of Baladev, and Baladev expands in so many other forms such as Sankarshan, Pradumna, in Anirudh, Vasudev, Narayan, Purusha, Ram, Narasimha, so many incarnations, so many expansions. All these expansions are one with the same Vishnu Tattva, and Shri Krishna is the original source of all plenary expansions. He is therefore the direct personality of Godhead. He is the creator of the material world, and he is the predominating deity known as Narayan in all Vaikuntha planets. Therefore, his movements among the human beings are another sort of bewilderment. The Lord therefore says in the Bhagavad-Gita, the foolish persons consider him to be one of the human beings without knowing the intricacies of his movements. The bewilderment regarding Sri Krishna is due to the action of his twofold internal and external energies upon the third, which is us, the marginal energy. The living entities are expansions of his marginal energy, and thus they are sometimes bewildered by the internal energy and sometimes by the external energy. So we just remain bewildered by one or the other, but it's better to be bewildered by the internal energy rather than the external energy. By internal energetic bewilderment, Sri Krishna expands himself into unlimited numbers of Narayans and exchanges or accepts transcendental loving service from the living entities in the transcendental world. And by his external energetic expansions, he incarnates himself in the material world amongst the men, animals, or demigods to re-establish his forgotten relation with the living entities in different species of life. Great authorities like Bhisham, however, escape is bewildered by the mercy of the Lord. So Bhisham Dev completely was aware. He was not under illusion about anything. And here we're talking about the energies, eternal energy. Krishna bewilders the people of Gokul by his internal energy. They don't consider him God. And Krishna bewilders the rest of the world by his external energy. They don't think he's God. So, but it's better not to think of God as God from the internal energy, because then you still love him, and you still have, you think of him as your own, right? You'll do anything for him, just like the gopis and the gopas of Vrindavan. They will do anything for Krishna. Their whole life is for Krishna. They live for Krishna. They breathe for Krishna. They don't, but they think of him as their friend, like that, as an equal. But that's okay. If you are living for Krishna, you're breathing for Krishna, then it's okay. But if you don't think Krishna is God, then, and you don't want to have anything to do with him, then it's not okay. That's the only problem. So this is 18. So Bhisham Dev is now focusing on Krishna. Knowledge coming down in descending order. So this purport mentioned that knowledge coming down in descending order, especially from the Supreme Person of Godhead, is always perfect. Some things we just cannot experiment. Vedas are considered like the mother, and her information is accepted. So Vedas are compared to the mother, like the mother tells who the father is. It saves a lot of messing about trying to find out who our father is. Just simply ask the mother. Same with transcendental knowledge. Simply ask the Vedas, ask Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Lord Krishna is the original Narayan. He expands to so many different forms. He's independent. He can do whatever he wants to do. Krishna bewilders those in the spiritual world by having intimate relationship with them. They don't see him as God. He bewilders those in the material world by them not recognizing him in his different incarnations. half man, half lion, dwarf, fish, tortoise. It's all Krishna, just different shape. He compassionately, and mercifully appears in every species to attract those souls in that species who are imprisoned and distracted from his loving service. So Bhishamdev is thinking and getting inspired that how wonderful Krishna is. Fantastic. So we go to 19. Asyanubhavam Bhagwan Veda Guhatamam Shiva Devrishi Narad Sakshat Bhagavan Kapilo Nirapa. So Asya of him Anubhavam, glories, Bhagwan, the most powerful, Veda, knows, Guhya Tamam, very confidentially, Shiva, Lord Shiva, Devrishi, the great sage among the demigods, Narada, Narad, Sakshat, directly, Bhagwan, the personal Godhead, Kapilaha, Kapil, Nirpa, O king. O king, Lord Shiva, Narad, the sage amongst the demigods, and Kapil, the incarnation of Godhead, all know very confidentially about his glories through direct contact. So pure devotees of the Lord are all Buddhas, or persons who know the glories of the Lord in different transcendental loving services are called Buddhas. As the Lord has innumerable expansions of his plenary form, there are innumerable pure devotees of the Lord who are engaged in the exchange of service of different humors. Ordinarily, there are 12 great devotees of the Lord, namely the 12 Mahajans, Narad, Shiva, Kumar, the 4 Kumaras, Kapil, Manu, Prahlad, Bhisham, Janak, Shukdev Goswami, Bali Maharaj, and Yamraj. And amazingly, just coming back to Prahlad again, Prahlad is the grandfather of Bali Maharaj. So there's 2 from that demon family are not known as Mahajans. This is amazing, isn't it? And obviously you got the 4 Kumaras, 4 brothers also, but their sons are Lord Brahma. Bhishamdev, although one of them, has mentioned only 3 important names of the 12 who know the glories of the Lord earlier on. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, one of the great acharyas in the modern age, explains that Anubhav, or the glory of the Lord, is first appreciated by the devotees in ecstasy, manifesting the symptoms of perspiring, trembling, weeping, bodily eruptions, etc., which are further enhanced by study, understanding of the glories of the Lord. Such different understandings of bhavs are exchanged between Yashoda and the Lord, binding the Lord by ropes, and in the chariot driving by the Lord in the exchange of love with Arjun. These glories of the Lord are exhibited in his being subordinated before his devotee. So he's a chariot, he's a son of Yashoda, and she can tie him up. So now who can tie up the Lord? But he becomes a subordinate. These glories of the Lord are exhibited in his being subordinate before his devotees, and that is another feature of the glories of the Lord. Shukadeva Goswami and the Kumars, although situated in the transcendental position, became converted by another feature of Bhav and turned into pure devotees of the Lord. Tribulations imposed upon the devotees by the Lord constitute another exchange of transcendental Bhav between the Lord and the devotees. So tribulations imposed upon the devotees by the Lord constitute another exchange of transcendental Bhav between the Lord and the devotees. The Lord says, I put my devotee into difficulty, and thus the devotee becomes more purified in exchanging transcendental Bhav with me. So this is the thing, as a devotee, when you know you're a devotee, you accept the authority of Krishna, and you accept that you are his servant, and you're chanting the holy name, then you get in the Krishna karma. So Krishna, if there's anything, Krishna karma, Krishna gives you that to bring you closer to him. So he's purifying you through that. It's all controlled by Krishna. There's no punishment. Krishna is just purifying you from time to time to bring you closer to him. And delivering him from illusory material relations. Placing the devotee into material troubles means delivering him from the illusory material relations. The material relations are based on reciprocation of material enjoyment, which depends mainly on material resources. Therefore, when material resources are withdrawn by the Lord, the devotee is 100% attracted toward the transcendental loving service of the Lord. So, it's our nature to be attracted to something. It's our nature to be engaged in something. And if the Lord finds that we are taking too much, giving too much attention, too much focus, too much energy, too much time to material enjoyment, He may take it away, so that to have a reset, have a rethink, and He doesn't want to have a different engagement. We might understand, we might have a realization that something is happening here. Why is Krishna taking all this away? Maybe we're not giving him enough attention, enough time that we should be giving. We can get that realization ourselves, or sooner or later Krishna will make sure we have the realization, because we don't have any other engagement. We have nothing else left to do. So we'll pick up the Bhagavatam, we will open the computer, the desktop or our phone, and listen to a class, because we have nothing. There's no friends ringing, no relatives ringing. Let's go out. Let's do this today. Or we have no interest in anything else. We think, oh, well, let's try this. And then Krishna works in mysterious ways, and he can pull us towards him in one way or another. It depends on how. Do we want to be called just like his cows? Do we want to be called by a name? Do we respond to him like his cows did when they were called by the name? Do we respond to him when he sounds his bugle, or does he have to lift the stick to attract us? It's our choice, because he will lift the stick, because he wants us back. He will lift his stick if we don't respond properly. We're just like very complacent, whimsical. He will lift his stick and tell us that we need to do the right, the rightful and the needful. The material relations are based on reciprocation of material enjoyment, which depends mainly on material resources. Therefore, when material resources are withdrawn by the Lord, the devotee is 100% attracted towards the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Thus, the Lord snatches the fallen soul from the mire of material existence, and which is also his mercy. Tribulations offered by the Lord to his devotee are different from the tribulations resulting from vicious actions. All these glories of the Lord are especially known to the great Mahajans like Brahma, Shiva, Narad, Kapil, Kumar, Bhisham, as mentioned above, and one is able to grasp it by their grace. So that's 19. So it's mentioned that when we are rendering service for Krishna, we are looking for Krishna. We should not think that Krishna needs my service, that unless I cook for him, he's going to starve or something. Yeah? He's doing it for us. Or if I don't render this other service, it will cause difficulty for Krishna. Because just like his unlimited incarnation, he has unlimited number of devotees who can render service. Krishna is not relying on us for anything. He wants us to do the service so we learn something. So we get closer to him, we get purified. It's not like he needs me, we need him. We are going to get blessings. The compassion of the deities, they are accepting our service. It's great that Krishna is accepting my service. That's how we should be looking at it. Not that I've done this and I've served Krishna, and Krishna should be grateful. We should be grateful that Krishna gave us the opportunity to serve him. If we start thinking that I'm the only one who can do this service, the temple can't do without my expertise, that is not proper understanding. That's something we have to also understand when we're serving in the temple, that shouldn't get in this arrogant mood that only I can do this service and temple, really needs. I mean, we should understand that temple needs my service, but we think that I'm the only one capable of doing this service. Krishna always arranges someone else if you don't want it. So should be the attitude. That is not proper understanding. If Krishna wants, he can inspire anyone to do that service. The Pandavas and the Queen Kunti went through so much difficulty, yet Kunti and Pandavas still requesting Krishna, please stay. They had not given up the relationship with him. Actually, the relationship intensified. Krishna saved them so many times, never misunderstood or lose faith in Krishna. So, Mata Kunti, she wanted Krishna to stay, and she said even the Vipta Shantu Tha Shashvatam Tatra Jagat Guru. So he's saying, let these calamities come again and again. It's not like, oh, Krishna, while you're here, we have so many problems. It'd be nice to have a change or something. They're saying, please stay. We don't mind. We want the calamities. If you can stay, we're happy to take the calamities as well. So 20. Yam maniyase matuleyam priyam manitram suhratatamam Acharya sachivam dutam surtat at sarathim. Yam, the person, manase, you think, matulayam, maternal cousin, priyam, very dear, mitram, friend, suratamam, ardent, well-wisher, Acharya, executed, sachivam, counsel, dutam, messenger, Surdat, by goodwill, at, thereupon, Sarthim, charioteer, Sartham, charioteer. O king, that personality whom, out of ignorance only, you thought to be your maternal cousin, your very dear friend, well-wisher, counselor, messenger, benefactor, is that very personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Lord Sri Krishna, although acting as a cousin, brother, friend, well-wisher, counselor, messenger, benefactor, etc. of the Pandavas, was still the Supreme Personality of Godhead, out of his causeless mercy and favor upon his unalloyed devotees. He performed all kinds of service, but that does not mean that he has changed his position as the absolute person. To think of me as an ordinary man is the grossest type of ignorance. And it's amazing how Krishna just nicely fits himself within families, by becoming their relative, and then he's just always helping them out of trouble. And he's a brother, he's a cousin, he's a friend, and he'll serve them. He'll become their messenger and advisor. That's it, Lord Krishna. So whatever shape or relationship Krishna takes in the material world, whatever service he takes, as a charioteer, Arjuna had to continuously kick Krishna. So in this example giving here, that while Krishna was the Sarthi, or the charioteer of Arjuna, Arjuna had to continuously kick Krishna to guide him to which direction to take. He still remained the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He does all this for his love, his devotee. So Arjuna had to kick him because there's no time to, speak. It's just more quicker. Like if you want him to turn left, then you tap him on the left. But then you got your arrow, bow and arrow, you shooting that, so your hands are not free. So you have to do it with your feet. Now tell him this way or that way. You're guiding him with your feet, and Lord Krishna had to bear that from Arjuna, but he didn't mind it at all. And he knew that would, because that's how it works, and he knew that would be coming. We don't surrender to Krishna or love Krishna because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We love him because he is the most lovable personality. His loving relationship with his devotees, there will never be a vacancy for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's the only one. Therefore, people in this world who are trying to become God, it's foolish. It's a snare of Maya. We try to find something that doesn't have a vacancy. Because God means a person who has no equal and no higher. That is God. So no one can dethrone Krishna. So he cannot be replaced. It's not like an ordinary human king that or even in the animal kingdom. It's not that you can replace the alpha or the king. They cannot be replaced. There's only one God. And if anyone takes up the challenge, like Pundrak, who had similar features to the Lord, began to claim he was Krishna, then Krishna teaches them a lesson. So we never consider yourself God, because then Krishna will show us that, he will show us our place. So we'll just do one more. Sarvatmanah samtrisho hi advayasya naha ankaratahe tat kritam mati vyashamayam nirvadasyasya na kavachit. So sarva atmana, of one who is present in everyone's heart, sarvatmana. Samdarshaha, of one who is equally kind to one and all. He certainly advayasya, of the absolute. Anahankritahe, free from all material identities of false ego. Tat kritam, everything done by him. Mati, consciousness. Vyashamyam, differentiation. Nirvadasyasya, freed from all attachments. Na, never. Kavachit, at any stage. Being the absolute person of Godhead, is present in everyone's heart. He is equally kind to everyone and is free from the false ego differentiation. Therefore, whatever he does is free from material inability. He is eco-balanced. Because he is absolute, there is nothing different from him. He is Kevalya. There is nothing except himself. Everything and everyone is the manifestation of his energy, and thus is present everywhere by his energy, being non-different from it. The sun is identified with every inch of the sun rays and every molecular particle of the rays. Similarly, the Lord is distributed by his different energies. He is Paramatma, or the Super Soul, present in everyone as the supreme guidance, and therefore is already the chariot driver and counsel of living beings. When he therefore exhibits himself as the chariot driver Arjun, there is no change in his exalted position. It is the power of divine service only that demonstrates him as the chariot driver or the messenger. Since he has nothing to do with the material conception of life, because he is absolute spiritual identity, there is for him no superior or inferior action. Being the absolute personality of Godhead, he has no false ego, and so he does not identify himself with anything different from him. The material conception of ego is eco-balanced in him. He does not feel therefore inferior by becoming the chariot driver of his pure devotee. It is the glory of the pure devotee that only he can bring about service from the affectionate Lord. So if you are able to get that service, that means you're doing very well. Service that Krishna is willing to serve you. So we can use everything Krishna's service and not fall into Maya, because we see everything in connection with Krishna. If we surrender to Krishna, we will always be guided in the best possible way. Krishna has no false ego. He's not attached to his position. So whether he does something menial or glorious, he's not influenced by that, because he always remains God. If we do something lower than our position, it hurts our position. We do have to do something, so to clean the toilets or something, then it would hurt us that, that I'm worth more than that, If we had to wash pots or clean the toilets, we would think, why am I doing these million jobs? So Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur had a policy: whoever joins the temple first had to wash pots. So start at the bottom. then you appreciate the higher position. I remember one senior devotee telling me that when he joined Vrindavan temple, his first job was cleaning toilet. Well, actually, that's not what he had signed. Actually, that was me. I put that note for myself. Yeah, some senior devotee did tell me that when he joined Vrindavan temple, his first job was cleaning toilets, and he still didn't sound very happy. But because that's not, he said, I didn't sign up for that, but they got him to clean toilets. But anyway, that's I mean, he's doing very well now. But when you read this, that Krishna, he can do any task, and he does not feel that his position has been lowered in any shape or form. So we should learn from that sometimes we have to do the needful. I guess if we do that service by our own will, it doesn't feel so bad. But when somebody makes you do it, just to begrudge you or something, then yeah, I can understand. It can feel that take some kind of revenge on you, or just trying to make you feel smaller, like that. So yeah, it's complicated. So thank you so much, and let's have a quick discussion on this. We'll start with Hina Mataji because time is running out. Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna everyone. Thank you for the lovely class. Some points that I pulled out were around how, which I really liked, was the verse 17 where he talked about the Lord teaches the devotee from within, and how a pure devotee accepts tribulations as favor from the Lord. So whether it's good or whether it's bad from the outside, it doesn't really ultimately matter, as it's all sanctioned by the Lord, so it's all good. So the lesson there is around being equiposed, regardless of the situation. And then you made a nice point around how we're all instruments. So we are indeed instruments to do His will. I'm looking forward to seeing the Nrsimhadev movie today later on. So yeah, really, really looking forward to that. And so yeah, I think it's almost remembering that we're not the doers in this world. We are at His disposal, at the Krishna's disposal. And then there was some nice points around tribulations as well, expanded on in verse 18, and how we are purposely put into tribulations in exchange, as in devotees, in exchange for bhava, which is very, very nicely explained. And also a point made how that's actually different from some like vicious, intent to put us in pain, or it's not like that at all from Krishna's side. It's done in the most wonderful kind of mellows of love, really, wanting to kind of pull us back in such a loving way. So then that devotee is delivered from the material illusory world, and helping them to turn towards Krishna, essentially. So, yeah, they were my key points. Thank you so much, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Yeah, Srila Prabhupada said that if you got your finger, that you think that my karma was it's just minute. It could have been a lot worse. It would have been a lot worse, but Krishna arranged it to make it so small. Yeah. So if we look at our tribulations like that we had we deserve, we are sinners, and we've done some terrible things in our time, and maybe this life, previous lives, and we probably had a big karma coming, reaction coming, but Krishna arranged it so he just gives us a token of that reaction, and then that's Krishna will be whatever you want him to be. If you see things as token, then he'll give you token. If you think, oh, he's punishing me, then it'll become punishment. Krishna, he just exchanges according to your consciousness. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Kiran Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Where to begin? I think we need at least 3 or 4 hours to dissect each one of these verses. But in the few minutes we have available to them, I don't think we can do it justice, but we can certainly have a go. It's reiterated that time and suffering you cannot escape. We are the product of 8,400,000 life journeys. And it is because we've committed so many aparads and sins that we continue to have birth, old age, disease, an inevitable death, and then a return to this glorious prison called the material world. But Krishna is here and has come to offer us guidance through the Shastras. And it's a little bit like it was indicated in the verses that the daughter is trained and inspired by the mother, so that she, when she goes into her marital life, she'll take in and take those values, that she'll know how to make 2 sabzis and a roti rather than a cheese sandwich. So those are the great lessons in life that will sustain us. And equally, when Bhishma Dev is dying, 56 days for the toxins to come out of his body. We've had 8,400,000 life forms of toxins, and it's taken us this far to realize that Krishna has given us the Vedas and the antidote. And we're realizing that the opportunity to have the gates of Vaikuntha open to us is available. It just needs for us to do this dissection, this post-mortem, to understand where we've gone wrong and where we continue to have this attachment to Maya. Bhishma Dev knew this is all part of Krishna's Leela. He knew he was in the side of the Kauravas. He went along with the game of life. And this is the kind of charade we're all engaged in. But there's a serious element to it. If we see it as a charade, we'll come back to perform further charades and further games of snakes and ladders. Bhishma Dev knew that Krishna was the Supreme Personality of Lord of Godhead. And he confirms this by paying his respect and obeisances in his own way whilst lying on the bed of arrows. He counsels Yudhishthira at that time for him to realize that Krishna is offering him the perfect knowledge from the Vedas. And Yudhishthira's lamentations and despair at losing 640 million people on a battlefield then were realized that it was inevitable this had to occur, because good and the right conduct has to overcome the values of demonic principles. And this is the lessons that Bhishma Dev was able to offer all those assembled around him. Because even in this first canto, we hear Kunti's prayers, we hear Bhishma Dev's diplomatic skills and ability to give narrative on what happened in a very refined, sophisticated way. Bhishma Dev understood Krishna, because who can understand the divine unless you have those divinic qualities yourself? But the Yashoda didn't understand who her Lala was. He tried to tie him up, but could not succeed. She said, "Open your mouth, let me see what you've been eating." And she was just bewildered by what she saw. Is such an amazing character, Krishna? But Krishna is in absolute prema for his devotees. Radharani is an example of that absolute unconditional love. He went along with her. And Radharani is a manifestation and a creation of that absolute love. Krishna is an example of teaching us that we may from time to time kick God as Arjun did. We may abandon God from time to time, and we may even disown God from time to time. Ultimately, we will come back home. He's waiting to embrace us. And all that is required is service. Serve all, and eventually you're serving Krishna. But put Krishna at the center of your devotion and your service. This purification and this transcendental knowledge is not available to all. And the gates of your heart to receiving this knowledge is not available to all. Some seeds will fall on ground which will not fructify, but some seeds will take root very quickly because they've fallen on ground that have been nourished, yielded, tended to, and have been fertilized and watered. And hopefully that is the kind of heart we are developing. And we have to then realize that Krishna is equal to all. He does love us. And we think we're special to him. Yes, we are. But he loves everybody, including the dog eater. It is just our false ego that tells us that I am the best, the greatest devotee of all. No. Anybody who does it with humility and sincerity will be one of the first in the queue when the gates open. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you for that. Radharani?
Hare Krishna, everyone. My pranams to all of you. Yes, the countdown for the biggest day in our calendar as Vaishnavas, Janmashtami is here upon us. So it's so nice to continue to hear the prayers of Bhishma Pitamaha, the grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, and how we have been told again and again through these prayers of these Mahajanas and the Vaishnavas and the Acharyas. They tell us that our focus, if we focus on the sufferings, for example, when the sufferings come upon us, we should take it upon us as the will of the Lord. Then the suffering becomes easier. And it is very true. These prayers, they are explaining again and again to us in different words, how they choose the words, these Mahajans and these great devotees, to express their feelings, their bhav, their ultimate prayers. So I think we don't even have to think of any prayers to the Lord. We just have to. I was hearing long time ago from someone who said that if you have any problem come to your life, everyone will face real hardship, one or other time in their life. Then we shouldn't be, feeling that, oh, I am suffering. We should just look at these prayers by Bhishma Pitama, by Kunti Maharani, and especially by Bhishma Pitama. They should be like, the balm and the and the way to, how to look at the sufferings which have fallen at that particular time on anyone. So like our acharyas and these mahajans, they had unshakable belief, the faith in Krishna. This is how we have to cement our faith in the Lord. Our life should be in custody of Krishna, in Krishna's custody. If we can build that kind of attitude, I think it'll be wonderful. If our custodian is Lord, then what's the problem? The best among the best, who has got the best, and who is going to give us the best for our efforts. All we have to do is just remember that who we are here to serve for in this world, and who is the master. And when he puts us into any difficulty, the anxiety which comes through that difficulty, that is the source of creating the bhava in us. And then ultimately the prema for Lord will come into our lives. So when we have these tribulations in life, like we were talking in the last verses, at that time we should know that these tribulations are actually we have to tolerate these last tribulations. Every time we have a problem, we think that, oh, this is the last one. But then we know that, lo and behold, our karma and our desires and whatnot, there's something else also around the corner. And if we keep tolerating them, just like Brahmaji says, Tatte Anukampa, in Brahma Samhita, and in Bhagavad-Gita also Krishna says to Arjun, Tam Statiksho Bharata, just tolerate them. And that's it. They pass. So tolerating is these dualities and to carry on the devotional service in Krishna consciousness despite all these things, and the sort of emotions and the pain we get when we are going through them. If we just remember that the destination where we are leading to, while going through all these ups and downs in our lives, is a Lord. That the face of Shyam Sundar and Srimati Radharani, the face of Srimati Radharani and Madhav, he's got different names, isn't it, in different temples, in different leelas, Gopinath, Govind Devji, Madan Mohan. That's going to give us the real amazing, like we say, shanti in our heads, in our minds, in our psyche, that this is an illusion and it will just pass. Like no 2 days are same. One day it's raining, other day it is snowing, then it is sunshine. Like we're having 4th heat wave in this country, which is unbelievable. For the ones who have spent longer years in this country, we know sometimes it used to be to have one heat wave like a bonus. And similarly, Krishna gives us troubles and he gives us good times as well. So we just have to take them as, night and day, as dualities. If good is not going to stay, so is the bad. And who is the one who is controlling everything for us? It's Krishna. Krishna is ready to be our Das. We say that we are Das Hanudas. Forget we are Das Hanudas. Krishna is ready to become your Das, like he becomes the Das of his great devotees, like Bhakta Prahlad, 5-year-old kid, saving him from each and every calamity. So yeah, so our meditation for, as we are approaching Janmashtami, I just read in my inbox meditation of Bhakti-Rasamrit Maharaj for Janmashtami. What is the meditation? Real love is something that is spiritual and that is the nature of the soul. That love is meant only for one entity, and that is the Supreme Soul. In the Bhagavad-Gita, we understand that Supreme Soul to be Krishna. So yeah, let's meditate on Krishna as we approach Janmashtami. And thank you all for your wonderful realizations as always. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Yeah, and this I can't remember exactly how it goes, but this is saying that misery welcomes misery. You know, misery likes company.
Yeah.
I think that's the saying. Misery likes company. So we have these tribulations. You know, we all have problems. Then Srila Bhagavatam is ideal because it's all about devotees who had problems. You know, whether it's Dhruva or Prahlad or any of the kings or the Pandavas. You know, they all had problems, and why not take the company of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and of these exalted people, because then Bhagavatam also give you the you're not just sharing problems, it also gives you antidote or solutions to those problems as well. So this is the glory of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So thank you all so much. Catch up again on Wednesday. Hari Hari Bol, Kantra, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.